Self-love isn't about staying the way you are. It's actually about wanting the best and doing what's best for yourself. Hi ladies, welcome back to the Feminine Universe. I am so happy to have you here. I think we're at a point in time where health and fitness has been made way more complicated and way more controversial than it needs to be. And one of my favorite things to do is to try and simplify overly complicated topics. So I'm going to say this very plainly. Being fit or getting fit is one of the absolute best things you can do for yourself in your lifetime, period. It's one of the highest forms of self-respect, self-care, and self-discipline. Anyone who says otherwise is either genuinely misguided or intentionally misleading. I think we also need to be aware and be respectful of the fact that there are so many genuine reasons people become overweight, from things that affect motivation and physical ability, like depression, injuries, or medication, to illnesses that make your body and hormones work against you, to mental blocks from trauma to emotional eating, to scheduling conflicts like working 2 full-time jobs and being exhausted, or just being a little more heavy-set naturally and having a slower metabolism. Being overweight should not be used as an automatic indictment of someone's character. Some people legitimately have a harder fight than others, but that doesn't mean it's not doable. That's why I wanted to make a video to try and meet just about every woman wherever she is on her fitness journey to help her get in the best shape she can for herself. And I'm so thrilled that so many of you are interested in talking about and tackling this rather than shying away from it. Because if you think about it, if someone was in poverty and you said, if you really loved and accepted yourself, you would remain in poverty, you would be rightly viewed as a terrible person. If they had cancer and you said, if you really loved yourself, you would stay as you are and not seek any treatment, #self-love, you'd be viewed as an actual psycho. But somehow encouraging others to stay in a condition that is considered a disease, that leads to other diseases, and that exacerbates so many other issues from asthma to pregnancy is somehow positivity. Now, this doesn't mean you shouldn't love yourself until you reach your dream weight or your healthiest BMI. You should love and respect yourself at any and every size. But self-love is not about staying the way you are. It's actually about wanting the best and doing what's best for yourself. It's giving yourself grace in this moment and being kind to yourself while still acknowledging that you can and should do better for yourself. That's true self-love. There will be people who claim to care about health that just want to feel superior and shame others. Then there will be people who claim that you should stay exactly as you are under the guise of body positivity, but really they either don't want you to leave them behind, or they love knowing that you'll never be quote-unquote competition for them, or they love feeling like your romantic options are limited, so you'll be more likely to put up with their mess. Ultimately, there will always be bad actors on both sides, and this is why I say you have to do it for you. You have to look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I doing the best I can with the body I've been given? You're here, you're listening to this for a reason, so forget everyone and everything else for a few moments and let's just jump in and get started, shall we? As we dive into these tips, I must remind you that I am not a physician, nutritionist, or trainer. I like to read up on health and fitness. I have personally used all of the tips that I'm going to share for myself and for others with great results, but I'm not a professional by any means. So always consult one before you do anything that could impact your health. I want to jump right in and start with something that I think gets overlooked very often. That's your somata type, also known as your metabolic type or your physique type. We hear a lot about our body types, but not enough about our somata types. This system basically classifies your body by how your bones, muscle, and fat are arranged, as well as how your body responds to food and exercise. Some in the fitness world swear by this, some think it's nonsense, and some think it's a good data point, which is where I happen to fall. I think it's a great data point that can help create a health outline that is unique to you rather than following a celebrity diet or a friend's plan when their bodies may be completely different from yours. So there are 3 main somatotypes. There is the ectomorph. These are our long and lean types with the fastest metabolisms. Then there are the mesomorphs. These people are the middle of the road size-wise with an average to muscular frame. Then we have our endomorphs. They are the thick and curvy types. They have a slower metabolism and a similar amount of fat and muscle. Understanding your type can help so much and is useful whether you want to work out or not. Because not only does it give you a guideline for the best workout protocol for your physique type, it also gives you an idea of how you should eat and how you should build your meals and split up your macronutrients. While ectomorphs are long and lean, they tend to lack both fat and muscle. They have the fastest metabolism and find it very difficult to gain weight because of this. There is absolutely nothing wrong with being healthily slim and maintaining that physique. Not everyone is meant to be thick and curvy. But if you feel like you're too thin or skinny and can fall into the underweight category sometimes, you can start boosting your calorie intake, and your diet could look something like 40 to 50% of carbs, 35% protein, and 25% fat. You also want to keep intense cardio workouts to a minimum and eventually incorporate slightly heavier weights at moderate to lower reps to add some mass and bulk to this body type. Now, mesomorphs tend to be compact and muscular, and if they aren't muscular, they can put on muscle quite easily. They can both lose and gain weight pretty quickly. Their best diet or macro breakdown is around 40% carbs, 30% protein, and 30% fat. When it comes to both food and workouts, a little bit of everything is the mesomorph's best bet. So aside from a balanced diet, they should also do pretty much equal amounts of cardio, HIIT, and weight training. Then we have our endomorphs, who are curvy with a larger bone structure. These are the women who tend to describe themselves as naturally thick, big boned, sturdy, or dense. The biggest issue for this physique is that their metabolism tends to be a little slower than the other two, making it easier to gain weight and harder to lose it, which is why they benefit the most from combining working out and eating well. Their best diet or macro breakdown looks something like 40% protein, 40% fat, and 20% carbs. They benefit the most from a combination of low carbs, HIIT workouts, which are known to boost the metabolism, and steady state cardio 2 to 3 times a week. When it comes to weightlifting, endomorphs should focus on doing higher reps with lighter weights to tone and define their curvier body, because lifting heavy weights at low reps tends to add mass and bulk, which usually isn't what women with the endomorph body type are looking to do. Just knowing this can give us so much insight on why one person can eat pizza and ice cream every day, do little to no exercise, and see little to no difference in their body, while others feel like they gain weight by just looking at a pizza. So do a little extra digging on somatotypes to learn more about what may work best for you. Now that we have that in the back of our minds, in this next section, we'll talk about all the ways you can lose weight and start getting more fit without any exercise. And these work for all body types and physique types. There are valid things that make it hard to work out. Being at a weight where it's painful or uncomfortable to do so, coming off of an injury where your body is not at 100%, feeling like you don't have the time to work out because of your lifestyle or schedule. Or maybe you just plain old don't want to and you don't feel ready and you're like, girl, I'm not there yet. Totally understand. There are still things you can do. You just have to understand how weight is gained and how it's lost. And the simplest way to explain how to lose weight in one sentence is that you need to be burning or using more calories than you're eating or taking in. You need to have more calories going out than you have coming in. So by controlling what you eat, how you eat, and how much you eat, you can easily shed pounds without any additional physical activity. So ultimately, what you'll need to do with your food is make sure you start using or burning more calories than you're taking in or eating. This is called being in a caloric deficit. No matter what, everyone burns calories throughout the day, both while awake and while sleeping. It takes calories to walk to and from your car and to and from the bathroom. Calories are used to keep your heart beating and your other organs functioning while you sleep. This baseline number of calories that you use each day to exist, to complete basic functions, and to go about your regular routine is called your total daily energy expenditure, or TDEE for short. And there is a calculator where you can plug in things like your height, weight, age, and activity level, and it will give you your TDEE. So let's tie your TDEE back in with the caloric deficit concept. If you eat or take in 2,400 calories a day and your total daily energy expenditure is 1,700 calories, you have a caloric surplus of 700 calories. That's 700 extra calories that your body is storing daily because it's not being used for energy. Those extra calories are not needed for the level of activity you engage in. Short of a medical condition, it is not possible to become or remain overweight unless you're consuming more than you're burning. That's just your body's way of letting you know that that's happening. So your two options are to increase your activity level to burn those 700 extra calories instead of storing them, or to decrease your caloric intake so that there's no extra to store. Since it's most people's biggest fitness issue, let's start by reviewing ways to get away from a caloric surplus and into a caloric deficit and lose weight both with and without exercising. There are 3 major ways to do this without exercising, and they are as follows. Regular dieting or cutting calories. By regular dieting, I'm referring to what many of us may be used to seeing and used to hearing. When someone feels like they've put on a few pounds and they're looking a little fluffy, you might hear, "I need to go on a diet." It's usually meant to be a temporary engagement to get back to their normal weight. While no particular food group is banned, people will usually try to eat a little healthier than usual, opting for more salads and fruits and cutting back on desserts and junk food. There's no true time restriction, but there's usually an attempt not to eat too late at night. Overall, the calories are the focus more so than the kinds of foods or when they're eaten. It's more of a calories in, calories out protocol. Though I don't think this is the most efficient approach, we have to acknowledge that this method has stuck around for this long because it absolutely does work. There are just methods that I think work better. Which leads us to the next way to lose weight without working out, which is intermittent fasting. I think this is the one method that I would recommend to anyone and everyone trying to lose weight and get healthy. I think most people have heard about intermittent fasting at this point, but if there are a few people who haven't, a brief explanation of it is, it's not really a diet, it's more of an eating protocol that focuses on time-restricted eating. Sometimes even more so than what you actually eat. The magic lies in fasting or not eating for part of the day and allowing your body to burn fat, and then eating during a specific window of time. The simplest schedule to be on and still see results with intermittent fasting is the 16-8 schedule, where you fast for 16 hours and eat for 8 hours. Fasting has so many benefits beyond weight loss, which is why I recommend it to just about everyone. Lastly, to lose weight without exercising, we must talk about a ketogenic or a low-carb diet. The ketogenic diet, also simply known as keto, is all about getting your carb intake as low as possible, usually about 20 grams or less per day. You eat high amounts of fat, low to moderate amounts of protein, and very little carbohydrates. Not only does this push you towards a caloric deficit because you're eating a lot of fat and protein, which tends to have less calories and keep you full longer than carbs do, but also because of the extremely low carb intake, it forces your body to go into ketosis, which means your body will begin to burn body fat for fuel instead of carbs, which some feels helps them lose weight much faster. This lifestyle, just like fasting, comes with health benefits way beyond weight loss. This is a great option for my super motivated, super focused ladies who are at that place where their desire to lose weight, to reduce inflammation, or possibly avoid diabetes is more powerful than their love of carbs. Due to the popularity of the keto diet, there are many keto alternatives to popular foods on the market, from wraps to pizza to desserts. Keto also allows you to eat any time of day as long as you're within your carb allowance for that day. Now, depending on where you are in your journey, you might like the idea of fasting but getting to eat whatever you want, including your beloved carbs. Or you might like the idea of eating whenever you want, as long as it's keto friendly. Either one is great. For a bit of a double whammy, if you're that kind of person, you could combine intermittent fasting with a ketogenic diet to really boost your results. So something like eating from noon to 8 p.m. and having 20 to 50 grams of carbs maximum per day. Now moving on to getting fit with exercise for those of you that are ready to begin or resume working out. The first and absolute best workout I'm going to recommend is walking. Walking has so many benefits beyond the physical, but it's also very effective for your physical health. It's easy on the joints and causes less wear and tear on the body. It's a workout that pretty much anyone can do, whether you're a beginner or advanced, slimmer or heavier, younger or older. You can tailor it to your fitness level and your goals. If you're a beginner, I would recommend, aside from trying to add more steps to just your daily routine, to also take 3 to 4 designated 30-minute walks every week. Getting that fresh air while you walk is ideal, but if the weather is often bad, or you're not comfortable being looked at while walking outside, or if you need to sneak it in while the baby is napping, at-home walking workouts will completely change the game for you. I will link a few walking workouts down below. Next, we have another classic workout, which is lifting weights or weight training. This is another one that can be beneficial for pretty much everyone, from a slimmer or more average build that wants to banish skinny fat or get more toned and defined, or for thicker girls who want to burn fat and tone up at the same time. Weights are a great tool. As a simplified rule of thumb, you want to focus on lower weight and higher reps to tone up, and heavier weight with moderate to low reps to bulk up a bit. Next, we have HIIT workouts. HIIT stands for High Intensity Interval Training. With these, you are doing fast, intense workouts. The allure is you can burn the calories more quickly and spend less time working out, which is a lifesaver for people who feel like they just don't have the time to work out or want to see results more quickly. HIIT training also boosts your metabolism, which is especially beneficial for the ladies with naturally slower metabolisms. HIIT is a bit more stressful on the body, and there is also a higher risk of injury, so do your research and talk to your doctor to determine if you're a good candidate for this kind of workout. Lastly, whether you're new to working out or it's been a while, or you just have one part of your body that you really want to work on, jumping into a workout challenge is a great way to kickstart your fitness routine. There are so many great free ones online. They usually run anywhere from 7 days to 30 days and usually take 15 minutes or less of your day. The improvement you'll start to see and the momentum you'll feel after completing a challenge might just be the push you need to create an ongoing workout schedule. I want to leave you with a bit of a plan if you'd like a little more guidance. So I've split up this plan into 3 phases that you can follow. I'd recommend staying in each phase from anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months, depending on how long it takes you to feel comfortable and to master each one. I hope this really simplifies some of the basics of health and fitness and can help get you going on your personal fitness journey. If this got you really motivated and you want more on fitness, like my best hacks to speed up your results, maybe meal plans and meal prep for different kinds of diets and lifestyles, and tips on how to create and stay consistent with your workout routine while managing everything else in your life, just drop fitness 2 in the comments and I'll know to do that for you. Don't let anyone convince you that getting in the best shape of your life is somehow some sort of self-betrayal. Don't tell yourself you're fine the way you are when deep down inside you know exactly what you want to work on. Don't underestimate your power and what you can achieve. Sure, not everyone is meant to be a size 2, just like not everyone is meant to be an hourglass and thick. We come in all shapes, heights, and colors. But when it comes to your fitness, you can have the best arms, legs, or tush for your physique. You can get to a place where you can confidently say, I'm doing the absolute best with the body I was given. That's the goal. That's what you owe yourself. You've got this. I believe in you. Now believe in yourself. Until next time, ladies, stay feminine, stay focused, and have fun.